So from what is happening now, I think her hair has low porosity because as you can see, the hair is still standing a little bit at an attention. Okay. So the only way to know if the hair has fully absorbed the water is that no matter the density, the hair should be able to lie a little bit flatter. Okay. So we keep putting water in her hair. And remember, there is no shampoo yet. There is no shampoo yet. So what I'm doing is that I'm trying to rinse off as much dirt as possible out of her hair. So when you start shampooing the hair, you don't need to use too much shampoo. So what I will do next, like I said, she seems to have very, very high density. And because she has high density, you cannot just put your comb in the hair without any direction. You always have to walk in session when you have a lot of hair. So if this was in the washroom, I would say just section a little bit, and that's why you have the rubber bands in case you don't have the clips. Section it a little bit, and now that the hair is wet, you just gently use a big tooth comb to just comb it out. And the combing doesn't need to be that perfect. What you're trying to do is kind of to loosen out the hair and to separate them from being so tangled. So I will do that. I won't waste too much time. So that is called the nape. The back of the hair is called the nape. And then I move quickly to the sides of the hair. So usually we'll section the hair into 4 or 5. I move to the back of the hair, and then you see how I'm stretching the hair? When you comb, don't do that with no. Don't do that. So you always have to help the hair. You stretch it and you comb from the ends, and then you go towards the middle and towards the end. That's how you comb. It's like a 3-step thing. You pull the hair with one comb and you hold it, and then you stretch, comb, stretch, comb, stretch, comb, middle, stretch, comb, stretch, comb, and then you go towards the end, the same thing, the same thing. You see how I'm using my hand to grab it. Done. And then we'll section the other side of the hair. And whenever you walk, another thing, make sure if you have a lot of hair, try to walk with what your hand can fit. If you can't fit it in your hand, then reduce it. Imagine I do this, right? How am I supposed to comb all of this together? Like it's so much. So whenever you're walking, always ask yourself, can my hand fit this part of my hair? Because you need to stretch the hair while you comb. And if you have too much, you won't be able to stretch it. You'll struggle. So again, I stretch and I comb the ends first. It doesn't even matter if you have like 4Z hair. If you use this technique, it should work. So the thing with low porosity hair is that you have to work fast. If not, guess what I have to do? I have to add more moisture, because when the hair is low porosity and you're not working so fast, you won't have a lot of the water to actually work, because it's just bouncing off of her hair. So you just add a little bit more. So I think that is good. And then we'll grab the last one. So technically, if you're in the shower, this shouldn't take more than 5 minutes for you to do this part. Then we'll go. Even that looks way too much. This is for those when you get to university and you want to help other people do their hair and make money besides yours. Always remember that work with what can fit into your hand. If you can't fit into your hand, then you end up wasting time. As long as the hair is wet, watch the comb. Do you see any hair coming out? That's the reason why you shouldn't comb out your hair when it's dry. Always make sure that it's soaking wet. I know some of you is like, no, I sprayed water. Not for Afro 4C hair. It doesn't understand spraying water. You have to drench it for it to work properly. So this is what is called the pre-detangling step. So the next thing we do is to shampoo. So you see how I added a little bit more moisture into her hair. So this is called Hydrate by Texture My Way. And now when you shampoo, you take the shampoo in your hands like that. Don't apply it to the hair directly. You can pass it to this other hair. What did I say about shampoo? Shampoo is for the scalp. So you want to, if you just do this, the hair will be clean. Your scalp will still have all the buildup that was in it before. Because the hair is so dense, products don't automatically drip into the scalp like straight hair. So you open it, Just rub it in as if you are making lines. Even if you are shampooing your hair at home, same procedure. Then you take more. And depending on how so this is the middle now, I place it on the scalp. Depending on how thick or loose it is, you will know how much you need to use. So you see, afro hair takes a lot of product. So now the shampoo is already in the scalp. The next thing is our fingers. When you shampoo the hair and your hand is going like this, like you can see your fingers, that means you are doing it the wrong way. When you want to shampoo, you need to completely place your hand on the scalp, because remember, you're not really washing the hair. The hair actually will get cleansed just by you even shampooing the scalp. And when we do, you go like this clock, inside out, inside out, inside out. So you just go inside out like that. And make sure you're not seeing your fingers. If you can see your fingers, then something is definitely wrong. As much as possible, keep your fingers on your scalp. So this is the top of the hair. And when you shampoo, always remember, okay, where exactly am I shampooing? You can't do this and do that and do this and do this. So always tell yourself, I'm going to start from the top of the hair, and you go inside out, inside out. And then we go towards the side, same thing, inside out. And you see how I have these long nails? This is actually where you use to shampoo your hair. Never use your nails, no nails, because what will happen, you will actually damage your scalp. And when you damage your scalp will become sensitive. If somebody touches your hair, it hurts. If somebody pulls on your hair a little bit, it hurts, because your scalp is completely damaged. And that's how a lot of people that don't have sensitive scalp, before you know what is happening, they now have sensitive scalp. So we do that, inside out, inside out. Even if you add more pressure, it will be enjoyable, because I'm not using my nails. Once I use my nails, oh my goodness, you'll jump out of this chair. And for afro hair, you do need a little bit of pressure to get in there. So now I've done the top, I've done the side. That is done. Now I'm going to hold this part and then slide my hand at the back of her hair. I can just hold it down if you have clients. And then the same thing. You don't even need two of your fingers. Just inside out, like that. And then towards the nape, I will lift her up. And then the same thing. You see how there is no water falling? Her hair is low porosity. It's keeping everything there. The water is in her hair. It's just storing it all up. If it's somebody with very high porosity, immediately I lift her, guess what will happen? There will be water everywhere. So we do that. And then kind of just know where your hand was last. And we do that. How many times do you think we should shampoo the hair? Usually 2 times. How about if you are co-washing? Once a week. That's the ideal timing for any hair at all. Water should definitely get into your hair once a week, especially if you want your hair to grow. The scalp needs to be clean. Some of you are using so many products in your hair, but your hair follicles are clogged. Do you know what I mean by clogged? They are full of dirt and sebum. Sebum is just oil. You see how it's forming even better now? Because the oils are gone now. So you don't really need to worry about like the top of the hair. It will get cleansed. Your focus should be on the scalp, yeah, especially when you're shampooing. So when you do shampoo your hair, it opens your hair follicles and allow the oil to actually do the job it's supposed to do. If you have braids, I know it's kind of tough to go spend $300 doing braids, $200, and then you have to wash it every week, because when you wash it every week, then the hair becomes rough, right? Yeah, so because of that, you tend not to wash it. However, if you have braids, just try to make the braid in such a way that your hair, your natural hair, is kind of completely buried in the hair extensions. Like kinky twist is one hairstyle that even if you wash it every week, it will still look good. But if you have like the extension, when you wash it, it can actually be rough. So with that, I would say try to wash when you have braid at least once a month. Once in 2 weeks, if possible. But ideally, once a month, try to wash your braids, regardless if it's going to be rough or not, especially if you want your hair to grow. So water actually is one ingredient that nobody talks about that helps in hair growth. And when I mean water, water that goes through your scalp. Like right now, we're doing all this cleansing. Her scalp and pores are completely open. Whatever she decides to put onto her scalp, like that beautiful oil right there, is definitely going to work because her pores are all open to receive it. So this is actually a conditioner. You see how it says protein? It's by Mango and Lime. Yeah, I think moringa seed. Yeah, which is very, very moisturizing. So even though it's protein, which is more for strength, it also have this nice moringa seed on it. So right now we'll condition her hair. Wow, look at that color. Beautiful, right? So this is what happened with the conditioner. Again, never apply anything directly on afro hair. It's so dense. Anywhere you place it, that's where it's going to stay. On straight hair, you can place it and it's going to move. But for afro hair, it does not move. What did I say? It does not move. So you have to move the product in. Conditioner only goes on the hair. Make sure it stays away from your scalp. Because how many of you, when you get cold, you see all those goosebumps and stuff? So those are example of pores. It's all on our scalp. You always want it open at all times. That's the reason why you do not put conditioner, mask, or any hair treatment that is heavy on your scalp. Now the oils have very, very small what is it called? Sizes. It can penetrate into the scalp. That's why you can put it on the scalp. Does that make sense? So conditioner again is what? For the hair, not the scalp. So put her conditioner on. And basically when you put the conditioner, this is what I do. I use my hands, not the comb, to just stretch it out. This is the way I try to make sure that it's actually moving into every areas of the hair, that I'm not missing any parts. And you do the same thing in the shower. Never do this. You see how a lot of people do this with their hair? If you do that, the hair will be so matted. And when you put her on the chair to blow dry, that's another work that you've created for yourself. So whatever you do in the sink, keep the hair straight, keep the hair free, and it's going to help. So conditioner is supposed to stay in the hair for 2 minutes. You can leave it for 5 minutes, but it's not recommended. Because remember, when we go sit in the chair, we're still going to apply leave-in conditioner and other things into the hair. So these ones, they are rinsed out, okay?